Want to bring in one of the lawmakers who will be questioning the general, Senator Tom Cotton. Sir, welcome to our program. Good morning to you. The hearing begins in 26 minutes. What's your question? What do you want to know?
Well, good morning, Bill, and good morning, Dana. Well, your opening reporting shows just how many questions there are to address the fiasco in Afghanistan. We've already heard from General Scott Miller in a closed setting a couple weeks ago. General Miller is a legendary officer, a former commander of Delta Force and the Joint Special Operations Command. It's clear that he did not advise the president to withdraw earlier this year. We want to hear if General McKenzie forwarded that recommendation to Secretary Austin and if that got to President Biden. Because President Biden has said no one recommended that he leave any troops in Afghanistan. Furthermore, President Biden has said that no one in the military advised him after Kabul fell to extend the deadline beyond August 31st to make sure that we got out all of our people, which we clearly haven't done. We also want to explore that terrible drone strike in which 10 innocent civilians were killed, because that reflects going forward in the future exactly how limited our options are for what's President Biden calls a so-called over-the-horizon counter-terrorist capability. It should be more along the lines of over the rainbow because our actions are so limited in Afghanistan to protect this country. And then finally, we want to talk about the Afghans we did get out. We know we left behind the vast majority, to use the Biden administration's terms, of those who were vetted and approved to come. And now we have Afghans at Army bases in America who are committing assaults against American troops. And we want to know exactly what the plan is to stop that in the future.
Well, this hearing could go for days. Go ahead, Dana.
Well, this hearing, we're going to be paying attention. You're going to be part of the questioning, so we want to talk about that. Also wanted to get your take on one other thing, because there was a development overnight on the big spending bills that the Democrats want to push forward, and the big ambitious plans that President Biden had in mind at the $3.5 trillion bill might be in jeopardy. But that's not for lack of trying. Here's the White House press secretary trying to claim that the bill would cost nothing. Watch her here.
I would say, one, it's a hugely popular package. Each item in itself. This package, the reconciliation package, would cost $0. So what I'm saying, the case we're making here is that there needs to be agreement on the different components. There's broad agreement on the goals. And then there needs to be agreement on what the revenue pay-fors are. There's a range of options for revenue pay-fors.
This morning, the Washington Post gave the claim that it cost zero, two Pinocchios. I don't know why it wasn't four, but what do you make about these developments? What do you think could happen? The infrastructure bill pass and perhaps not the big bill, or do you think they'll maybe find a way to get that done?
Well, Dana, I'm sure this $5 trillion bill is going to cost nothing, because money grows on trees and everyone gets a free lunch and maybe a free pony to ride after the free lunch. Actually, this bill is going to cost all Americans. They're going to raise taxes on all kinds of businesses. They're going to raise taxes on savings for retirement. That means that people are going to have fewer jobs. They're not going to get pay increases. They may not have enough money to put kids through college or to save for retirement. They're even going to tax cigarettes, Dana. So if you want to pick up a pack of smokes on the way home from the job, you're going to pay higher taxes on that as well. And of course, the American people are already paying every day when they go to the grocery store or the gas pump for the rampant inflation that the Democrats' reckless spending plans have caused. So that's one reason why they're struggling to find the votes, is they understand just how reckless these spending bills are and how much they're going to pay for it at the election next year if they go forward with it.
If they pay for it at the election, what's the price? For example, when they passed Obamacare, they lost 63 seats. But back then, I don't recall, Senator, a lot of people predicting 63 House seats to be lost as a result of passing health care.
Well, the first price to be paid, Bill, is by what I won't call them moderate Democrats, because there aren't any moderate Democrats. I'll call them vulnerable Democrats. Vulnerable Democrats are going to lose their election next year when we take back the House of Representatives and the Senate as well.
So then the point is, do they care more about this legislation than they do their own jobs?
Well, I think a lot of them recognize that this legislation is not popular, that Joe Biden's performance in office is sinking like a stone, and that it's time for them to pump the brakes on the radical Biden agenda. So in this case, I think probably views of what's good policy for the country and saving their own skin may be combined. However, Nancy Pelosi has a long history, as with Obamacare, of walking some of her members off a very short plank.
Senator Tom Cotton, we will be watching the hearing today and all of these developments. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you.
Can I